Hi Gemini, welcome to Starchaeology Tarot. I am Desi. I will be your Starchaeologist for this July reading. Pretty psyched out of my brain to see what Spirit has to say to you for this month, and see what message is the message to uplift you, enlighten you, encourage you, strengthen you, bolster you, set you up, put you in a position where you feel beyond ready to take on the month of July. Please use this time. I'm about to start shuffling. I'm going to tune in, so please use this time to set any intention you have specifically for this reading, or ask a specific question that you hope to get some answers about during this reading. Some of this will resonate with you, some of it will not. That's totally normal. Do not panic. If you want a more specific, individualized reading for yourself, I highly recommend you watch your other placements. This is good for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I encourage you to watch those placements for you, because we are all very complex and nuanced puzzles, and your sun sign is only a piece of that puzzle. Also, feel free to cross-watch for someone else if you're curious what a loved one, how July will look for a specific loved one, and you want to know what they are up against in July, what they're facing, what they're working through, and how that might impact your relationship and how you can best support them. I do encourage checking that out. If you haven't yet, take this moment now to subscribe to this channel. I would very much appreciate it. It's that involvement, engagement that makes me continue making videos like this. And I think I've said everything in the world I could possibly say right now, so let's get shuffling. Gemini, this is a fun month for you. I need to pull another card. I'm going to be using the Moon Power deck. I want to pull a clarifying card for this final pair. Just give me a moment. Okay, Gemini, this is a bit of a mysterious reading to me, and I'm interested to hear how this manifests specifically for you. So I apologize in advance. I might be talking in pretty general terms, and I apologize if I sound vague, but I think that this is something that can manifest a lot of different ways for different individuals, so I want to speak in a way that doesn't make this too specific to anyone. That being said, the situation you find yourself in, we have the Five of Pentacles plus the Ace of Cups this month. There is something, I think for many of you, there is something that is incredibly fulfilling, something that would give you such joy and fulfillment that your cup would runneth over, a real blessing that is honestly right behind you, and you're not even acknowledging it. You're not even seeing that it's there, or seeing that it's an option, because you're very much you find yourself mired in this scarcity mindset right now, this very fear-based mindset of just worrying about having enough, and therefore really not focusing on the good that you have, but rather the negative components of having it. Meaning, if you have certain blessings in your life right now, you have certain things that you can rely on, certain things that give you security and comfort, you're not really reveling in the gratitude of having those things, but rather all you can think about is how long are those things going to last? What's going to happen when they end? I think maybe some of you are on unemployment right now, I'm hearing, and you're like, all you can focus on is the moment that unemployment is ending for you, and what you're going to be left without when that point comes, instead of seeing this as this really huge blessing in your life to be even having unemployment, and like letting that be affect your perspective of the present moment, that you're like, oh my god, I'm getting paid to do really whatever I want to do right now, whatever lights me up, whatever is a driving force for me. And I say what lights you up because in the end, the final position of this reading, we have the Queen of Wands paired with the Seven of Swords. Paired with the Seven of Swords. I think Queen of Wands is a perfect illustration of someone who has really reached the deepest possible understanding and feeling of that suit. And that suit is fire, so that suit is desire, motivation, life force, your vitality. The Queen is a passive understanding, and a passive understanding of that, and really an internal experience of that, whereas the King is the outward expression of that, putting that Wand's energy to good use and having full control over that. The Queen exerts her control over that by showing that she's completely aligned internally. She has complete understanding of what lights her up, of what drives her, of what is fueling her. She understands that action and that eagerness and that optimism of Wands that comes along with Wands, and she doesn't let it make her act rashly. She's still smart. She knows she's measured and experienced enough to be able to really harness Wands energy in an appropriate way, so that it only serves her, so that it doesn't lead her down paths of, acting too quickly, acting too rashly, or being overly optimistic about something, or being overly eager. She's able to really understand the important role that action plays in manifesting her desires, as well as the precise moments when to act, and how that action is so intricately connected with her intuition. Because again, this is a queen, this is not a King of Wands. This is not about diligence and steady practice of Wands energy. It's about an intuitive connection to Wands energy. It's about a creative flow, falling into the creative flow of Wands energy, of being able to sense through feeling, through gut feeling too, heart and gut feeling, what it is that she wants, what is right for her to do, what will keep her alight and aflame. I think for many of you, you are the Queen of Wands. You step into this Queen of Wands phase by the end of this month. Like this is your outcome. You get this under control, this Wands energy. You feel you understand your purpose, and you feel so clear inside yourself that it informs the action that you prepare to take regarding going after the thing that you want. I also think, though, that there's something about this that you question whether you're deserving of it, because this is paired with the Seven of Swords. This is known as the Thief card. And it's almost like, I think along with the scarcity mindset, right, which is, scarcity mindset is the opposite of abundance mindset. So it's built on the idea that there is only so much abundance to go around, and and there is the existence of this constant fear, living in this constant fear of like, I might not have enough, or if there is only this set amount of abundance, then if someone I know gets a lot of it, that means it's less for me. And I think that's along with this thief mentality of it works in opposite ways for you too. The same way that you fear not having enough, if you get too much, if you experience this abundance, because also queens are aspect cards of the Empress, which is the major arcana card of complete abundance and creative flow, and each queen is an aspect of that Empress card. So this is really abundance of life force, abundance of desire and going after what you want and pushing through, and motivation and inspiration. It's that spark of inspiration, and it's abundance of it. It's an abundance of pure creative power. There's a part of you, I think, that fears if you get into this space that somehow you having this abundance of it is taking away, is stealing it from someone else. Almost like you are not deserving of it. I also think that for you, this might be very linked, this abundance that you end up in, this Queen of Wands state that you end up in, is very linked to a specific relationship that you might have negative feelings about. Or rather very positive feelings about, but you're afraid, you're kind of doubting yourself in that relationship. You're second guessing, like, am I taking too much from this relationship? Am I taking advantage of this person? This person does so much to me. This person is so kind to me. Am I somehow fraudulent in this? Am I somehow being deceptive? I also think I'm hearing for some of you that it's a different issue. The Thief card with the Queen of Wands, you end up in a place where in order to step into that Queen of Wands position in your life in July, it's actually requiring a certain amount of secrecy. And that might rub you the wrong way because you think of secrecy generally as being negative. When in fact there are certain times where secrecy of this type serves us, because there's a very fine line, or really there's overlap between the concept of secrecy and the concept of setting boundaries. And I think for some of you, in order to protect what is yours, in order to protect the creative flow that you find yourself in, and that abundance mindset that I think you will be moving into as you move away from this Five of Pentacles scarcity mindset, and welcome this cup, this overflowing cup in your life, as you move towards then, having your cup be full and allowing that to inform your creative flow, allowing that to inform your purpose, your action, your reason for living, which is Queen of Wands. In order to do that, you may need to be setting certain boundaries that protect that for you, so that you aren't, especially for those of you who have energy vampires in your life, or someone who is incredibly needy, or someone who even isn't. It's more a reflection on you and how you are in that relationship with that person. You are someone who will drop everything for that person, or give everything that is yours to that person, or share everything that is yours with that person. And there are certain things maybe that you're realizing you can't share. There are certain things that are meant only for you, things that you need to nurture and cultivate and take care of. And maybe at some point you can get to a point where you can share those things, and you can really share the wealth, but you can't do that really until your own cup is full. until you're in a place where it doesn't stress you out, it doesn't put you back into a scarcity mindset to have to share your riches with someone else. The people who are the most generous and wonderful sharers are not the people necessarily who have the most, but rather it's the people who live in an abundance mindset that they will always be taken care of, that giving something away does not equate to a loss for them. And I think this is a shift for you this month, where you're moving out of that abundance, that scarcity mindset, thanks to this opportunity that I think for some of you really truly is right behind your back. It's waiting for you to be noticed. It's a blessing that the universe is like, I have put this here and I'm waiting for you to acknowledge it. This is an answer for you. I'm hearing for some of you, this is the answer for you. And it is right there. You know, we see in the Five of Pentacles, these two beggars are out in the cold, they're injured, they're hungry, they're suffering. And what is the building that is right behind them? It's a church. It is a sanctuary. It's a refuge. To be in this state, in this condition, you could be anywhere in the world, and to have a church be the building that you happen to be outside of. It's like the universe saying there is always sanctuary for you. There is always refuge for you. And this is a mindset that when you get in deep into it, it doesn't matter how close you are to that refuge, you will be blind to it. You will never see it if your expectation is that it is never there. So that being said, I think some of you have this Ace of Cups that is waiting for you. For others of you, this is basically what I'm saying, but I feel the need for some of you to say it in this way because I think this will resonate more. This mindset is actually blocking you from unlocking this Ace of Cups. It is blocking you from unlocking this joy, unlocking this fulfillment, this new opportunity, this new start. This is something, it's an Ace card. It's the beginning of all beginnings, and it's Ace of Cups, which means has to do, I think for many of you, this is a relationship, romantic, this is a friendship, this is the deepening of a familial relationship. I think also for many of you, it is your relationship with yourself. It is a new chapter in the love affair with you and with your higher self, where you just unlock this next level of self-love, which just sets you up for success and joy and fulfillment like you have never experienced in your life. And it's not even that you are blind to that right now. It could be that is not even showing up for you because you are not calling it forth due to the scarcity mindset. You know, our experiences in the world outside of us are only reflections of our experiences inside of ourselves. And if what you are experiencing on the inside is the continual experience of not having enough, of not being enough, then of course those opportunities on the outside will never reflect anything different than what is happening on the inside. So having a cup that runneth over is simply, it's something that you aren't calling forth. If you're never feeling like your cup is running over, regardless of your external situation, regardless of external factors that you're waiting to make you feel this way, you can feel this way before you see those external factors. In fact, that is how any form of manifestation works. We always have to feel something first before it's reflected in the world around us. So I hope that is resonant. I think the key, the action here, how you welcome this Ace of Cups, this hand of God reaching out to you with this incredible gift for your heart, how you say yes to that, how you receive that, and how you level up past this scarcity mindset, is the answer is lying, it looks like to me, somewhere in your past. And I think for some of you with a very specific person, we have a King of Cups here. I think I'll cover this a few different ways, but for some of you, there is someone in your past that is really they have grown. Maybe they already were this way when you knew them, but I think for some of you, they've changed. I'm hearing they've changed since you last saw them. They have grown into a King of Cups. They have assumed this throne. They have taken ownership of their own vulnerability in a way that allows them to be vulnerable. It allows them to let their walls down and really connect on a deep emotional level, heart to heart, but not in a way that is reckless or scary or insecure. It's like they're able to talk about their emotional wounds, which we all have, and still completely be in a place of authority over them. That is what it means to be the King of Cups. It's not the absence of vulnerability. It's not the absence of emotional wounding, but rather it is the awareness and intelligence about them that puts them in a position where they're able to communicate from a non-emotional place about it, but just an open, transparent place, and recognize the role that baggage, that emotional baggage, plays into their everyday experience, rather than being so wrapped up in the emotion in it that it's manipulating their experience, right? They are not a victim to their emotions. They are the ruler over their emotions. Does that mean they don't have emotions? No. They experience the full range of emotions, but they remain in the driver's seat. And these people are people that I think often are huge teachers in our lives, because every relationship is a reflection, and when we see someone taking ownership of their own emotional well-being and really putting in the work, internal work that is required and introspection required to evolve emotionally and spiritually, it encourages and inspires that in us. It's easy for us to open up when someone opens up to us. And I think that there is someone here for you in your past who's coming back to you, that you're reconnecting with from your past, that is presenting this opportunity for a full heart. This could be a past lover. It could be an old friend from your childhood. It could be a family member that you've been very out of touch with for years, and now you're rekindling your relationship in some way. I also think for others of you, this is not about a person. This is about something that filled your cup as a child. It's something that you loved. It's a dream. It's a dream that you were very invested in as a child, that is calling out to you from your past and is asking to be brought into your present. It is asking to be acknowledged in your present moment and not be left behind in the past, because if you bring it into the present moment, it is opening you up emotionally. It has the potential to open you up emotionally, help you grow into this King of Cups. This King of Cups can be you. It's almost like you're dealing with old repressed feelings that you think are in the past that you've left behind, but really these are things that need to come to the surface and be addressed, along with dreams that are wrapped up in those, along with positive things wrapped up in those repressed emotions that need to be addressed, so that you can banish the doubts and fears for good and allow the good things to inform your path forward, to inform how you assume that throne as the Queen of Wands, which is all about listening to that life purpose, that vitality, that reason for why you are here, your soul's purpose, and following that, allowing that to inform your action. And we get that often when we're not sure what it is we want. It is because of a complete disconnection from our emotional selves. And I think some of you are disconnected to certain parts of your emotional selves. There are parts that you have left behind in your childhood. parts of your heart that have been locked since childhood that you need to unlock right now, and your inner child has a real message for you, a very real important message for you, so that you can move forward in a way that unlocks this abundance in your life and doesn't keep you in this scarcity mindset. Your inner child sees you right now as a King of Cups. Your inner child sees you, your potential of what you can be, and the way that you can grow into that potential is by having a conversation with that inner child, with that version of you at age 8 or 6 or 10 or 12. I think that if you do some meditation and if something's not coming to mind right now, really spend some time journaling about it or meditating about it and see what you have left behind in your past that makes you feel a bit dis-ease. Something that you feel not quite right about saying goodbye to, whether that is a person, an unresolved argument or a situation in a relationship, or a dream that was squelched before it even had a chance to live. I think if you're able to do this, Gemini, this really is unlocking great abundance for you, a new beginning of your emotional life. I'm hearing like a renewal of your heart, a rebirth of your heart. It's like you're the Tin Man and you have the opportunity to get this brand new heart right now that isn't weighed down by things, fears of the past, doubts of the past, things that have left you jaded and biased and wounded, but rather like the heart of you as a child, before you'd ever been hurt, before certain events left their mark on you, and grow into this King of Cups who is unaffected by those wounds, unaffected in a negative way, but rather only sees those wounds, those marks, as opportunities to become a deeper container for joy, a deeper, more complex human being, because that is why we experience negative emotions. That is why we go through pain, because it is sorrow that makes us a greater container for joy. I did not write that, look it up. It's a poem called On Sorrow and Joy, I think. But it's so true. The problem is often we miss the lesson of that when we become too focused and attached to the painful things themselves, and we let those painful things define us rather than letting those painful things reshape us. Reshape us into more beautiful versions of ourselves. So, Gemini, I think this is incredibly positive. I think don't be fooled into thinking that you are an imposter here, an imposter in your own life, an imposter on your own journey towards abundance. You are not. Experiencing abundance, when you experience abundance, know that it is meant for you. You are not stealing it from anyone else. You are not an imposter in that life of abundance. That blessing, that full cup, has had your name on it, and it's just been waiting to be called into existence by you. So take this time now to call it into existence. Start experiencing it, start living it, and see how your life blossoms and opens before you. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please share this channel with anyone who you think could really use a boost during these tricky times. That is why I'm here. That is why I'm doing this. And I'd really love to hear from you, Gemini, about what this, how this reading manifests specifically in your life, the details of this reading for you. What's going on? What's going on? Tell me all about it. It would be cool. On that note, I love you. I'm grateful for you. And have the best July of your whole life.